Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Daniel, and today I want to talk about top 5 reasons to try and play Black Desert Online. I've been playing this game as of recent. I am highly enjoying it. One of my favorite action MMOs out there, one of the only action MMOs out there that I'm really playing right now at the moment. It is a fantastic game, and although it is different from every other MMO out there, it is pretty unique, and here are top 5 reasons why you should give it a go. Black Desert Online is a Korean sandbox-oriented massive multiplayer online role-playing game, or MMO, by a Korean game developer Pearl Abyss. They made their own Black Desert engine specifically for this game. At first I was thinking it was made in CryEngine, but they actually developed their own engine just for this game. Now, one of the most interesting reasons why Black Desert Online stands out among every other MMO is its character creation engine. It is one of the most in-depth, detailed thing I've ever experienced in any MMO, and I absolutely love it. It is very limiting to the point where you can't adjust character's age or gender, so you gender lock and age lock, so you can be like a young wizard or a male Valkyrie or a female barbarian, berserker, giant, whatever that class is called. But it is extremely detailed, and you are able to customize every little aspect, from the eyes, to the hair, to the face, to the body, to the expressions. It is one of the most interesting things ever out there. You can make some gorgeous ass characters, you can make original characters, lookalikes, and even whatever this is. This thing is not a giant, this is a nightmare. Just nope. Anyway, it is so in-depth, and I love the amount of detail they put into the actual character creation. Hell, they released the character creation as its own standalone just for people to try it out. I would leave a link to it in below, but apparently it is nowhere to be found. I believe they actually took it down ever since the game got released, so unless you have a friend that still has it I can share with you, I don't think I can really provide the link for you guys, because it's literally not even there. Aside from character creation, this game looks absolutely amazing, and warning to anybody who is running a subpar computer, your computer may suffer some heavy casualty while trying to run this game because it is very graphically intensive. You're gonna need a decent CPU and a graphics card in order to run this game properly, even though it has a lot of graphical settings, so I would suggest saving up if you really want to play this game at its optimal best. Now, I want to make sure that you guys are aware of this because it is a common issue for Black Desert Online regarding its graphics. Black Desert Online is suffering from some pretty heavy and jagged texture popping. Pearl Abyss, the developers of the game, are aware of it, and I believe they're working on a way to remedy and fix that, and hopefully we will not see as jagged texture popping as before, but the game will have texture popping, so every now and then you will see an NPC or location from far away, and as you get closer, only then a lot of things will start properly loading in. So I just want to go ahead and warn you ahead of time that it is an issue. But what you're seeing here right now in the video is literally the game running on Ultra. I got all of the graphics up except the shadows are turned down a little bit. Nevertheless though, this is what you see, what you get right here. If this looks good right now in the video, then give it a go. If I had to choose one thing, just one thing I absolutely love about Black Desert Online is its impactful and awesome looking combat system. Here's the best part about it. It sounds fantastic. Every hit, every punch, every throw, every ability, every spell you fire, hit or shoot or toss at your enemies sounds epic, looks epic visually, and just feels very impactful. It's like as if you're actually hitting the enemy. The combat system is set up to be an action MMO combat system without much of use of the hotbars or the hotkeys 1 through 10, or 1 through I guess equal sign. Everything is pretty much locked onto your left click, right click, the direction buttons WASD, Q, Z, E, R, F, and shift modifier, and sometimes space, but mostly just everything else but the keyboard hotkeys. Keyboard hotkeys can still be used if you are comfortable with them, or if you need to drink a health potion or mana potion in between battles or while doing battles, but otherwise you can go the entire game without ever touching your 1 through 5 keys or 1 through 6 or whatever you use for most MMOs out there, because the combat system is set up to be very, I guess, not really hands-free, but I guess hotkey free. I have something called a Razer Tartarus. It is a keypad hybrid, which means it has most of the keys such as WASD, has a lot of directional keys, some side keys, but it doesn't have any hotkeys like such as 1 through 5 that I can use in MMOs, which is why I haven't really been using this device in many games because I mostly play MMOs. Black Desert is designed perfectly for a Razer Tartarus, since you don't technically need any of the hotkeys unless to maybe, use potions, use specific certain abilities that only, limited to a certain situation. I can play the entire game using my Razer Tartarus and my Razer Naga and just have no problem just running around and playing with those two devices. I will admit it does take time to get used to it and be able to memorize all your abilities and directions and shift modifiers and everything like that in order to understand, which move is which and which ones you want to use in certain situations, which one's a big AoE, which one's a single target DPS. But if you're going to be playing your character in Black Desert Online, you're eventually going to learn all those moves, at least the ones you're going to be using the most, by heart anyway. You know how I said Black Desert Online is a different kind of MMO? Well, in this case, I know a lot of people say, oh, this game is a different kind of game or of this genre. But in this case, I actually really mean it. This game, the best way to level, don't do quests. Well, technically you can do quests to get money and a lot of awesome items, but you don't quest. You actually grind a lot of the mobs, so you will end up grinding a lot of the mobs. But the way it is introduced, this grind towards max level or soft cap level and then past that, is introduced in a very clever way through giving you normal quests like kill 10 goblins or kill 5 trolls or whatever, and then as you start killing the mobs, you start realizing, hey, this is actually kind of fun and I'm gaining a lot of experience from it. Let me see if I can kill a couple more, and then bam, you level up. But you don't technically gain any experience from quests. No, you actually get money and you get a lot of useful items such as inventory upgrades and gems that you can upgrade your weapons with, as well as other enchants to overall benefit you down the line. You also get beer, which is something you need for the workers, but we'll talk about it in another day. Also, I gotta mention that you have a skill point experience where you earn skill points and spend on skills through killing mobs as well. So you're gonna have to do a lot of mob grinding if you want to get anything done for your character, as well as soft cap level up and learn more skills. It will take you some time to actually get it all done, but you know what? It's actually kind of fun. If the combat was not fun, it probably would not be a very fun questing system. But combat is pretty fun, it's very entertaining, and is just really addicting to the point where you actually have a lot of fun just grinding through mobs. At least I do. Also, just gonna go ahead and warn you right now that the big world that you spawn into is huge, and ideally you dictate where you want to go and you just follow and carve your own storyline. For players that would like to have some sort of an anchor to be attached to follow from point to point, to at least, know how to orientate around the place and learn the tutorials of the game, you can follow the little black spirit that spawns with you in the very beginning of the game, because it serves as your tutorial to the entire game in general and other features that come with the game in the future. Black Desert doesn't technically have an endgame, and not a lot of people will like this game for having that. The developers are adding things such as battlegrounds, and they're going to be adding open world raids and more PvE content that people can actually do, so that they can get that fix of that PvE and PvP feel that players want from every other MMO. But what makes Black Desert so unique and can make it or break it for many possible interested buyers is the fact that the endgame for Black Desert is very open-ended. For example, it has no hard cap max level. It has a soft cap, means you can still level past level 50 to all the way to, level 100, 200, 300, whatever, if you have the time for it, or if you want to grind through all the mobs. At level 50, you can do whatever you want. You can go out into world PvP to gank unsuspected players that are just running around trying to gather materials or trying to craft. You can start a business empire, you can get into crafting yourself and start gathering a bunch of materials yourself. You can team up with a guild and then start attacking another guild, declare war on them, and start giant PvP battles. You can go run around and explore different islands that you haven't explored yet. Build a sailboat. build a franchise, get a house. I perfectly know that this music right now in the background and what I'm trying to say is gonna sound extremely inspirational, and I'm literally milking this beautiful soundtrack. By the way, this game has amazing soundtrack no matter where you go. The fact that this game allows you this open-ended question of what now afterwards at max level or soft cap level is one of the most exciting things out there. At that point, you don't follow a set of rules out there that says you gotta do this and that to get the best gear, just to kill awesome, great mobs or great bosses, just to get more good gear, just to kill more great mobs and go on this gear treadmill. You gotta choose what you want to do from there. You can be a master fisherman, master trader, master sailor, go whale hunting if you really want to with other sailors out there, enter fishing tournaments, build a franchise and be able to be one of the richest people on your channel or on your server. Or if it strikes your fancy, enter giant PvP feuds with other guilds and start guild wars. And I actually kind of crave that adventure, that feeling of this, what will happen? Where will I go? What will I do? I don't know, but that's one of the most exciting things out there. I don't know what my endgame is going to be like, but I'm very much looking forward to it because I know it's not going to be, followed by a strict set of rules of, hey, go in this guild grind over there for PvE or PvP. I will be able to choose what I want to do at my endgame. And it's exciting. Aside from your heroic adventures of running around Black Desert Online, doing quests, completing the main storyline, and killing a lot of mobs, there's a lot of things to do, such as multiple crafting professions, a processing profession, horse taming, horse breeding even, carriage making, trade empire setting up of where you make trade routes and have workers and you pay them with beer, boat making, whale hunting even, fishing, all kinds of things for you to do outside of the game aside from running around and killing a lot of enemies. Now, the problem is, there's a lot to do, yes, and it's very intimidating. At the same time, a lot of those things are pretty complex. The crafting is pretty complex, setting up workers and setting up trade routes is also pretty complex, learning how to use nodes properly, learning how to use your contribution points and energy into specific things and certain things that are going to be required for the outside things, non-combat things that you want to do. It's going to take some time learning that, because it's just very complex and very in-depth. Now, I know some of you watching this video are saying, I don't want to be looking up guides while doing any of this stuff, I want to be able to just have fun and play the game. Well, the game is pretty complex, it's still fun, it just there are gonna be some areas where you will need to look up a guide or two, either a text guide or a video guide, in order to learn how to properly set up nodes, trades, or how to properly tame, or how to properly do your crafting profession or gathering profession. For some players it may seem like a chore, but others you may look at it and be like, huh, you know what, this actually looks pretty in-depth and pretty complex and I can easily get behind it. Because it's not like a game is hand-holding you through everything and is trying to say, oh look, this is, you just click on this one node and you mine a lot of stuff and then you come over here to this blacksmithing area and then you press 2 buttons and presto, you make yourself a brand new sword or brand new helmet or brand new shield. No, this game is very in-depth and very complex, and you will need to do, utilize a lot of the walkthrough guides out there in order to learn how to do a lot of the non-combative stuff. Luckily, there are plenty of written guides and plenty of video guides out there for you to use that are very easy and simple to understand and can teach you a lot of great material. So you don't have to feel so intimidated going into Black Desert Online thinking, oh, I don't know what to do any of this stuff, what do I do? Help! Because you got plenty of guides out there that show you exactly what you should do and what you need to do in order to achieve the goal that you're trying to look for, that is non-combat. Nevertheless, guys, I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and wrap up the video right here. These are my top 5 reasons to give the game a try. And before I say anything, yes, I know a lot of these reasons can be very controversial, and a lot of people can say that the reasons that are listed here are also reasons of why not to play the game. Because of the combat system being so unorthodox, questing system being so unorthodox, the crafting system being very complex, and just the game being completely out of the blue and out of the ballpark compared to other MMOs out there. But you know what? I try to look at things in a positive light, and I actually think these 5 reasons are pretty solid reasons, at least a couple of them. I know not all of you will agree on every single one, but maybe 3 out of 5 will definitely, maybe strike your fancy. Let me know in the comments below what your top 5 reasons to try the game out if you're playing right now, and feel free to discuss with me in the comments below about any of the points that are listed here. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Riel. Like, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. See ya!